Anime lost media sometimes feels far more obscure than Western lost media, at least in spheres outside Japan. However, there is a treasure trove of lost media and missing content out there just waiting to be discovered. In this video, we're going to go over 4 anime-related lost media mysteries that you may have never heard of. Before we begin, if you're a nerd for lost media like I am, I'm actually currently working on a collection of new lost media themed items for my online shop. There'll be more info at the end of this video if you're interested, but no pressure. For now, let's dive into the mysteries. Starting off the video, we have Monuri Kako, an anime adaptation of a 1971 manga of the same name. The manga was created by Waki Yamato and follows an aspiring fashion designer named Coco as she meets a cameraman named Jerome. It's a sweet romance story about a girl chasing her dreams of being a designer in Paris. The original manga is absolutely stunning and exudes so much of that early shoujo style. And the character of Coco is somewhat aloof but equally sweet. She's confident and doesn't want to wear the same clothes as everyone else. She wants to be her own unique person, which feels very in line with changing attitudes at the time surrounding women's confidence and independence. I love that sort of thing. But enough about the manga, we want to talk about the anime instead. The anime aired on Nippon TV and aired Sunday during a primetime slot from August to November of 1972. Despite re-airings of the anime lasting up until the 90s, no official public release has ever been made. The series was cancelled in November of the same year it released due to financial reasons, and the anime kind of fell into obscurity after that. The entire series is lost, except for the first and last episode, which have been partially found. There's only about a few minutes of each episode there. But from what we have seen, the anime features some very experimental animation, such as what looks like charcoal drawings for flash effects. That's really cool. The anime also deviates in style compared to the original source material a bit, opting for a more mature appearance with less detail and less sparkles and stuff. This was most likely for animation reasons, but I imagine it was probably also to make the series appeal to a wider audience as well. If you haven't, I would highly recommend having a look at some of the animation work we do have access to for this series. I'm playing some on screen right now. It is so early 70s, I love it. It's all of it is amazing. Outside of the scarce footage of the show, all we have are animation cells, newspaper articles, a surprisingly vast amount of merchandise. Give me these stickers right now, I needed these yesterday. And some other images which appear to be part of a concept bible or a design bible or something. The little footage we do have was found thanks to VHS archiving, and with an official release so many years later seeming unlikely, I think VHS archives are the only way we're going to find the rest of this series. I'm sure at this point, with how big Touhou is, it needs no introduction. For those who do need a quick intro though, it's a bullet hell and it's also where Bad Apple is from. So that's cool. However, Anime Tencho might need a bit more explaining. Anime Tencho is the mascot for Animate, one of the biggest retailers of anime merchandise in Japan and maybe soon the world. I'm not 100% sure. There's an Animate store in London now, which is awesome. I haven't had a chance to visit yet, but I will one day. In 2010, a collaboration project was announced between Animate and Touhou Project, set to be a special crossover anime project to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Anime Tencho. The developer for Touhou Project, Zun, I'm going to say Zun, was not involved in the project at all, in the slightest. He actually has a strong stance against corporate companies using Touhou Project in their work, and is a strict believer in fan work and fan content over corporate projects, which is awesome actually. I love that, that's super cool. It's sometimes very easy to forget that Touhou, as big as it is, especially in Japan, is still technically an indie title made by a solo developer. The lost media at hand is the OVA created as part of the collaboration between Touhou and Tencho. The OVA was debuted in a private screening at the 2010 Ichiyoshi Bishoujo Anime Matsuri, where any form of video photography was strictly banned by the organisers. However, the plan wasn't to keep it secretive. A second screening was announced soon after the first one, along with the announcement of new merchandise based on the OVA, as well as a DVD announcement in December. Slated for a January release, it was going to be purchasable via Animate's website only. January came and went with no sign of the DVD release. While a live stream in 2015 did confirm a re-release was still planned, it's now 2026 and we have not yet seen this come to fruition. There have been speculation that several private screenings have happened since, but we have yet to see any video leaks from these screenings. All we have are video of the promotional video for the OVA, along with the full storyboards of the OVA published on Bilibili. The storyboards are a great watch if you're someone interested in animation. It's pretty much just a raw showcase of the early animation process, and it is very, very inspiring. It doesn't seem like this is a piece of media that's going to be published anytime soon. However, I am more hopeful that this piece of media may one day get released officially, as Zun's attitudes towards corporate publishing of his work have shifted in the last few years. But for now, this one is still very much lost. Satoshi Kon is known for directing some of the most mind-bending anime movies of the last half-century. Last year, I had the chance to see Perfect Blue in 4K at the cinema, which is a life-changing experience. Seeing that on a big screen is insane. He's also known for other amazing films such as Paprika, Tokyo Godfathers, Millennium Actress, and many, many more. Seriously, his work is something else entirely. Highly recommend. Which is why this entry is actually so saddening. Dreaming Machine was Satoshi Kon's last project before he passed away in August of 2010. And took a significant shift compared to his previous work by being a film aimed at a younger audience. The story would be set in a futuristic science fiction setting where humans no longer existed. Instead, robots roam the land left behind. We don't know much about the film except for the three main characters: Ririko, a red female robot designed as being the smart leader of the group, Robin, a yellow robot with no listed personality traits, and King, a large robot with a gentle giant type of personality. Evidence of this film's development can be seen all the way back in 2006 when Paprika actually released. The designs of Ririko and Robin can be seen throughout the film as mascot characters. In the documentary The Cursed Movie, which covers Dreaming Machine as a whole, it's mentioned that Satoshi Kon was considering his next film before the current film was even completed. There was actually decent headway made with the film before its cancellation, with a little under half of the shots being complete. I think it was like 1,500 shots were planned and 600 were done. So they were a good way through this film despite financial concerns. From the images and stills that we do have, the style is still classic Satoshi Kon, but seeing his style translated into a more child-friendly atmosphere is really, really heartwarming. I mean, this film looks really sweet. Ririko's design is frankly adorable, but I might be a little bit biased because we both have cable tails. The single storyboard we have shows how much love and dedication went into the planning of this film alone. The film has been officially cancelled as of 2018, with financial issues and Satoshi Kon's death being the two main reasons. Satoshi Kon's goal with the Dreaming Machine film was to provide young animators with the opportunity to learn animation skills and film production on the job. The documentary continues, his loss wasn't just, oh, we lost a great director. The anime industry also lost someone who was a strong force trying to improve the industry as a whole. I highly recommend watching the documentary, and I have linked it in the description for your easy finding. Whether we'll see the 600 completed animation shots of the Dreaming Machine is very hard to say. I hope one day we can see some of Satoshi Kon's final work, hopefully through official means. This is like a situation where I would feel bad if this came out in an illegal or morally dubious way, because I think Satoshi Kon's work deserves to be sort of published in like in an official sense, especially because this was the last thing he sort of was working on before he died. Hidamari Sketch is a manga and anime I've been meaning to get into for a minute. It began its life as a yonkoma manga, which means it was a full cell structure similar to like a gag or a joke comic strip. It follows a group of art students and their daily lives as neighbours and friends who attend art classes while living in the same dormitory block. It seems like a pretty sweet series that I'm really excited to start watching and also reading. However, we're here for the lost media side of things. And this series seems like a pretty one and done thing with a good manga archive and a full anime series available to access. So what could be lost about this? Well, there is a single piece of lost media for this series, and it is a teaser trailer for the anime that was shown off in 2006, but has since become extremely hard to come by. The adaptation of the manga was announced in June 2006, and while the Lost Media Wiki says it was announced at Cosmic Market, I think the article may actually mean Comic Market, also known as Comiket. Which, speaking of Comiket, the nature of the show means that there was a whole host of lost media pieces which were initially announced at Comiket or previewed at Comiket, but have not been found since. I would love to make a separate video on just lost media announced or shown off at Comiket, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned and I might make that video in the future. The trailer shown at Comiket has significant differences compared to the final anime, such as a slightly different art style more reminiscent of Shaft's previous animation work. The soundtrack being used was also a bit different to what would be used in the final show. I do wonder how much of the series was animated in this original style, or if it was just animation tests made exclusively for the PV. The PV for Hidamari Sketch surfaced on the internet once in 2009, when it was featured in a recording of Comiket 70. The PV was also briefly available on the website for Hidamari Sketch, but is now unavailable. The video we do have of the PV does show it in full, but the resolution is very poor, and it's a recording of a screen and some details are pretty difficult to make out. So what the community is looking for now is the HD version of the PV, likely showcased on the original website. Hidamari Sketch does still receive new merchandise and is still an actively running manga, recently celebrating its 20th anniversary. However, there doesn't seem to be any sign or suggestion that we'll get an official re-release of the trailer anytime soon. And that was 4 anime lost media mysteries you may have not heard of before. I'm so happy to be back making lost media content again, and I hope to one day document some lost media content of my own. I've linked all of my sources in a Google document in the description if you want to do any further reading or watching of your own in the meantime. If you've made it to the end of this video, chances are you like lost media, love it even maybe. Media preservation and the hunt for lost media is becoming more and more important as our world becomes more fast-paced and content focused. If you've been looking backwards yearning for the media lost to time, this collection might be perfect for you. My email list subscribers will be the first to know when this collection goes live, so click the email list link in the description to learn more. You will never receive spammy emails, just updates, exclusive content and other fun stuff. But that is all from me today. I hope you have a good rest of your day everyone, and goodbye!